we weren't really trying. We weren't, I wasn't tracking when I was ovulating. I wasn't upset when I got my period. There was just no stress. It was, let's see what happens. It was like akin to, opened up the palm of my hand. And I just let the butterfly land, and I wasn't, grasping at it. So that was my experience then. And then when we wanted to have our second child, completely different mindset, completely different approach, completely different grasping, wanting, trying hard, figuring out when it would make sense for us to, and the stress, starts whirling around and swirling in. And I, can remember being in the bathroom at my work, with pregnancy tests and walking out and dejected. And that went on for a few years. And in between, and I also got pregnant 2 times in between that both ended in miscarriage. And it was a full on, it just altered my perception of my life, of who I was, even though I had a beautiful, healthy, at that point, 2-3-year-old. So secondary infertility, I'm always so sensitive to when women are going through it, because people think, oh, well, you already had, but, who are you to worry, and you can't complain and all these things. No, it just doesn't work that way. When your body is telling you, when your mind is telling you the desire for as many children as you want, there should be no restriction on that. And so it was a completely different experience and very eye-opening. And I ended up going on metformin, which, it was interesting. I had my second miscarriage came within a 2-month period of time before I successfully got pregnant. And my cycles are all over the place. So I didn't know when really I was ovulating. I was all over the place. So I also am very sensitive to other women with PCOS, because I just know how frustrating it is and all the other side effects, the fun side effects that come with PCOS. But after, and it was within that, it was my body was clearing itself of something, just that's what my intuition told me. It was very sad, of course. And then, but it was my body was just, I don't know what, and then I was using metformin, which is becoming a more, the Clomid did nothing for me, but metformin with the PCOS seemed to balance things out. Anyway, got pregnant second time, beautiful, healthy, 2 girls. So, and that was it for us. But so if I can, I'm talking a lot, but this story then is linked to how I got to Circle and Bloom, because after I got through all of that and we're holding, our baby, and I had my best friend started to go through it. They had gotten married, a couple of years after us, and their first child came. I think they got pregnant fairly easily, quickly. The second child, not so much, longer periods of time. She was starting to question, going to doctors, unexplained infertility. They ended up going through IVF and IUI, but just seeing her from more of a distance and being, I could see what she was going through and the stress and the emotional wrap. I'm like, that was me. That was me. And now I realize, and so stepping away, and I've always been interested in the mind-body connection. And my husband and I would talk, and my husband totally agrees with all this as well. And he's like, Steph is, her name is Stephanie, she's all wrapped up. She's all stressed out. And your body just, as an emotional trigger, the stress, it's just tightens everything up. And she did get pregnant through IVF, and then their second, so they have 4 children, and the second 2 both came through adoption. And since that time, she's as old as I am. So, late 40s. So the past 10 years, they have used no birth control. And so anyway, so I came through that, and I'm like, all right, this is something that I can do for her. And then it became kind of this business idea. So that's kind of the birth of not only my 2 children, but then the birth of Circle and Bloom, which it's one of the best things I've ever done. It's like I'm so emotionally wrapped up in it that it's hard for